And we are live. Good evening, friends, and welcome to Her Majesty blog, where we bring together the world of pageants with the aim of revolutionizing those standards of beauty and creating social development through women empowerment. My name is Onke, and I will be your host for the show this evening. And on this particular show called It Is Within Her, we chat to amazing, trailblazing women at the forefront of pageants, from queens to organizers, directors, CEOs, finalists, princesses, runner-ups, and the likes, as they let us in on their different journeys of becoming purposeful and pioneering women. So follow us right here on Instagram to get a front row seat at this amazing platform. We are also on YouTube, Facebook, X, and TikTok. So this evening we are bringing back a legend to the show. I cannot wait to chat to her. Her name is Samukelisiwe Mbatha, and she is the debutante and reigning Mrs. Universe Supreme. And when you interviewed her, she was still Mrs. Zululand in 2021. So a lot has changed. We cannot wait to keep up with her and find out what's been cooking behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. Yes. So Samukelisiwe, when you are ready, I am accepting the request and you're almost there. We are doing this. It is happening. It is here. Feel it. It is here. Feel it. It is here. We are doing it.
Hey.
Can you see me?
Hello.
Can you see me?
No, I still can't see you, but I can hear you. Starting to think Instagram is sabotaging us.
So the screen is black.
My screen.
Is okay, so you can't see me. So my screen is like black.
Yeah. On my side, I can't see you, but I can see myself.
I can see the both of us. It is so weird.
Okay, but let's carry on.
Really? On the show. And I carry on the show. Oh, amazing stuff. All right,
so show must go on. The show must go on.
The show must go on. Okay, yes. The show must go on. Let's ask the people who are watching. So whoever is watching the show, please confirm whether you can see the both of us, because that one is important. Then the people need to see the two of us.
Yeah, that's the most important one.
So anyone who's watching the show at the moment, please let us know if you can see the both of us, but we can hear each other. But in the midst of everything, I know that you are looking gorgeous, because I just saw you now via video call, and look, nothing has changed since 2021. You are still gorgeous, still amazing.
My word.
Like,
and you are still young, vibrant.
Amazing stuff. So what's been happening? Let's start there.
A lot has been happening. Yes, a lot.
Please, we saw you at Mrs. Universe Africa a couple of months ago, and now you are Mrs. Universe Supreme, not South Africa, Mrs. Universe Supreme. So that is an interesting chat.
Yes. Okay. The international debutant queen for the international beauty pageant, Mrs. Universe Supreme.
Amazing. But for people who didn't watch the interview we had with you last time, you hail from KZN. I just mentioned that you were Mrs. Zululand in 2021, but how was it like growing up there? Like, take us back to your roots. Growing up in KZN, how was it like? And please share your best memories.
Oh, listen, I am a patriot of KZN, not just South Africa alone, but my hailing province that I grew up in. And you know, the thing is, I'm part farm girl, township girl, and suburban girl. So I have so many experiences of KZN. In my youngest, childhood, I grew up at Danhauser with my great grandmom, and I think those were like, though they are the most limited of memories because I was really young, but they are the best of memories. where I grew up in the farm. There were fields, there
Uh,
was cows, there was the borehole where I would go and get water. Life was just beautiful and simple, and I'd have to walk a bit of a walking distance to get to the loo.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
but it was absolutely great. It was such a beautiful natural environment. KZN being lush as it was, being, the fertile soils. And then I grew up in Lazi, C-section. Which was towards my teenage. And
Mm,
growing up in the township, it's the life there, you are all just one big happy family, one big community
mm,
together. And it's really great memories. When I go to Imlazi, like I see today, I can't wait to just drive down that road. And then I say, hey, how's it? And then I get all my neighbors that see me and say, hey, Kay, hey. Okay, that's my nickname, Kay. So
okay.
it's, just walking to the shop. At those times, crime was not such a thing. We could play in the streets
Yeah.
until the street lights come on, and then you run home because you're not supposed to be outside when the street lights come on. And then I grew up in the suburbs in my later, teenage, close to adulthood. And, it
Wow.
was the quiet, reserved life where we all played together as kids. It was in Ispingo Beach. And it's just very beautiful. It was very close to the beach, which I absolutely love. I'm a water baby. I absolutely love the coast. So that was just the greatest for me. So yeah, KZN is the best. I've got so many memories. I don't know which to take and what to give you because this interview will be based on all of them.
Amazing stuff. I love that. I love that. And because you can't share your best memories, all of them are the best. Let's go to the
Oh,
people. Who was the
definitely.
most influential person in your life when you're growing up?
The person that was it has to be my grandmother.
Mm,
My grandmother was absolutely the best. Her cooking, the teachings she taught me how to pray. She taught me spirituality, in terms of being connected with God. My grandmother was a real praying woman, and I absolutely loved, and she adored me. I think I loved her the most because I was just her little princess.
mm,
So my grandmother is the most influential person in my life. And over and above my grandmother, it has to be my mother.
yes.
My mom has fought giants. My mom, I've watched her conquer. I've watched her keep her faith. I've watched her forgive the unforgivable. I've
Mm,
watched her pray endlessly, faithfully.
mm.
Yeah, so those are the two influential people, but I would place my mom right at the top.
Okay, so it's your mom and then your grandmother.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. So I won't make you choose one. It's unfair.
It's very unfair, but if you had to, it would definitely be my mom. Definitely
Okay.
be my mom.
All right. All right. I
She's my
understand. I understand.
hero, the unsung hero.
Wow. Wow. Did she have an influence in you choosing your career? I understand that you're an occupational health and safety practitioner. How did that come about?
Yes, yes. Oh, she had a very big influence. My mom is very big on passion, on following your dreams and doing what really resonates with you. My mom has always been a self-aware person. I never realized it back then that it was all self-awareness until now. But my mom was the one person that always says, look at your strengths. What do you love most? What are you most good at? And I have to say, I've got the gift of gab. I chose my career
Mm,
in occupational health and safety, not just because I've got the gift of gab where you have to talk a lot, but I'm also a people's person. And in my nature, being, well, nurturing, protective is just something that comes naturally to me. So my career is all about ensuring the health and safety of people, making sure they go back home to their families. When they go to work, no one gets hurt, no one goes back home with one arm, one eye gone. And it's all about just making sure that everyone comes to work as they were and goes back home to the people that they put bread on the table for. So yeah, that's my mom. She influenced me a lot in that career, and I love it. I love it every day. I'm one of the people that wake up in the morning and I can't wait on going to work. It's my 9 to 5, and
Wow.
okay, in South Africa it's 7 to 4:30. So, but
Wow.
I wouldn't choose another career or a different career any other day.
Wow, that is really amazing. You are really blessed. I know a few
Thank
people
you.
who can say the same about their career, especially your 9 to 5. We always see 9 to 5s as our cash cows. Like I have to work
Oh,
because I need a salary, and then I'll do everything I love afterwards.
it pays really well, I must say.
Okay, all right. That I love too.
Because she said you better be able to take care of yourself when you leave my house. So you better get a good career.
Exactly, exactly. And what does a typical day in your life look like? You wake up, you go to work, and then come back, you're mom.
Oh, it's the opposite of my life in pageantry. When I wake up in the morning, you will find some gay in a hard hat, in safety shoes, in overalls. Yeah,
Oh,
no
wow, I'd
heels,
love to
no
see that.
crown, no makeup, no
I would
gorgeous
love to see
ball
that.
gowns. Oh, I'm telling you, but I think it's what I love most because I mean, I'm all about rough and tough, getting dirty and then waking up the next day being all glitz and glamorous. It's the beauty of it all, the simplicity of it all, doing what I love without, you know, having to it is what it is. You know, that's my
Yeah.
typical day. I work in a power plant. I wake up, go to this massive power plants that generates electricity, you know, this high
Wow.
risk performance
My
plant, and
goodness.
I get to go and save lives.
Oh,
That's my
wow.
typical day.
So you're
Yeah.
a superwoman, so you're like a superhero.
Hey, all I need is a cape now. I mean, I've got the crown, I've got the sash. Just give me a cape.
Ah, that is really amazing. Your cape is your sash. That sash is a cape.
Yeah, actually.
Amazing stuff, amazing stuff. And how has pageantry, being the opposite of being a safety and occupational officer, actually contributed to the woman that you are today?
Well, growing up, I was such a tomboy. And I didn't, my mom actually got me into pageantry. Yeah, she literally dragged me there the first time around when she took me to modeling school. She said, hey, you know, you're too boyish. I'm going to take you to modeling school so that they can groom you, so you can be the lady that you are. And let's just say another part of me that I never knew existed, the Samke that is poised, eloquent, classy, elegant. I mean, I'm all those things even when I'm at work in my safety shoes and hard hat. But I get to dress it up and I get to show up as the best version of me, the samke that comes in safety shoes and the samke in heels all merged together. And I get to show her off on stage. And that's how pageantry has really contributed. You know, it gave me a platform where I can celebrate every aspect of who I am, embrace my femininity, fearlessly so, and celebrate it. And pageantry really is the one place where they are demanding the best out of you. Sometimes in certain places you have to, yes, you give your best, but no one
Mm,
really wants to pull it out of you. But pageantry, if you don't give them your best 200%, you know, it's not good enough.
mm,
So that's how pageantry has contributed. It has helped me to actually always remember who I am. It has helped me to be able to find the samke that I know I am, I know I can be, to refine samke, even in my worst and darkest moments where I
mm,
felt I had lost myself. Even during when I went through depression, pageantry helped me to be able to regain myself, dust
mm.
myself, and to just say, this is who Samke is. So pageantry is amazing.
Amazing stuff. Amazing. Before we move, Demo is saying I must try checking my network. Let me check it quickly. Okay, I'm still connected.
But am I clear?
She says, yes, you are clear. You are as clear as, hey, yeah, like Superwoman.
I prayed on this.
Look, this one it needed like proper prayer.
No, but with the challenges we had yesterday, listen, I was like, oh my goodness,
Look,
today is 1,000 times better.
She says I'm a bit blurry. Let me turn off the, yes. Yes, so I switched off, what do they call this thing? The ring light. So then let me know how it looks now. Yeah, you let me know how it looks moving forward, because from a bit blurry, it might disturb the actual network and us hearing each other. But yeah,
yes.
So yeah, we are good. We are perfect now. Great. Okay, network one more time. Okay, now we are good. We're back from the ad break. You're speaking about pageantry. Yes, you're speaking about pageantry and how it has contributed to the woman that you are today. And earlier on, I spoke about the pageants that you've entered since we interviewed Mrs. Zululand. How was that experience, and how was it different from any other experience that you've had collectively until now?
Oof, it has been a journey, I must say. And it's a journey that I think for the first time, I can actually be vocal openly about it, because when I first entered Mrs. Commonwealth, and now known as Mrs. Universe South Africa, at that time it was called Mrs. Commonwealth. When I entered it, I was going through such a rough time, and I didn't even know I had depression. But I entered for the wrong reasons. I was seeking validation. And oh, that was the worst move ever, because it was an absolute epic failure. And I'm actually proud to say that today, because it was a mistake that I learned from. So when I returned from that journey, and I realized that, Samke, it was all your fault though. Where do you need to improve? And I realized first you need to find yourself, my girl. Realize who you are, and go on a journey of self-discovery. So after the Mrs. Commonwealth pageant, I went on a journey of self-discovery, finding Samke. As I mentioned, pageantry did really help me find myself. And in finding myself and knowing who I am, what I love, and what really gives Samke that warm, fuzzy feeling, I then started engaging and putting myself in spaces that complemented that Samke that I was. Nice. And with all of that, I then entered Mrs. Zululand, because I was now confident about who I was, what I loved, who I am, and I won. And that's what happens when you know who you are, what you stand for, and what you believe in. And during the reign of Mrs. Zululand, I really engaged on a lot that helped me grow, helped me refine myself, and helped me to become the better Samke that I love. And unfortunately for me, I was in a very not so great space. And I found myself spiraling back into depression, because earlier, I didn't know the signs and symptoms of depression, but I knew something was not right. So yes, I went on a self-healing journey, and it worked for me until a certain point where I was then admitted for depression. After being admitted for depression, I learned a lot from my psychologist that, which is why I recommend that anyone with a mental health issue, please, professional help is very important, because I learned so much more, and I was then able to not only just know who I am, discover who I am, place myself in areas, but I was able to clean up my space, to be able to clean up my energy as a whole, and for that to complement me and who I am. And that's when I entered Mrs. Universe Africa. Now, unfortunately, I didn't win. I mean, hello, everyone has their time, but in not failure either, because it was a journey that was so phenomenal for me, and the organization was phenomenal, but it did contribute towards me becoming Mrs. Universe Supreme, because that's where everything that I'd done contributed to my portfolio towards all the other queens that also entered, in terms of being the debutant queen. So with my journey being seen and my journey, being appreciated, I was deemed that, can you please be our debutant queen, the face of Mrs. Universe Supreme, the one to set the tone for Mrs. Universe Supreme. I mean, for me, my pageantry journey has been nothing short of amazing. It's been painful, but beautifully painfully so. It's been a journey of self-discovery. I mean, if you allow the good of the pageant to really work for you, I mean, the pageantry journey will do wonders for you. It will take you places. It will open doors for you, opportunities for you, but you also need to make it work.
Also
So,
need
yeah.
to make it. Ah, I love that. I really, really love it. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey with us. Let's take it now to today, right now. You are the
Yeah.
debutante queen.
Yeah.
Technically, let's start with the technical stuff with Mrs. Universe Supreme. Is it a new pageant in the country?
Brand
Is it
new pageant.
international? Are you just the queen, or are you behind the scenes as well?
Okay, so Mrs. Universe Supreme is an international pageant. Yes, the international directorship is based in South Africa. And initially, I was awarded the national directorship for South Africa. However, I now play a more integral role in the international administrative part of it. So I'm more into the international pageant, behind the scenes. And international directorship has been awarded to another very well-deserving national director for South Africa, which I am very confident that she'll make the best of it. And I will be carrying on being a part of the Mrs. Universe Supreme International administrative team.
Amazing stuff. Is it a new pageant? Did it just start, or
It
it's been around for
just
quite some time?
started. It is very new. I'm the debutante queen. Yeah. So the next queen that will be crowned, that will, resume supremacy, that will, take the next baton, will be crowned in 2024 in November. So national directorship is open internationally for all countries, and I am a liaison with all the national directors as well. That's my job, to be able to liaise with the national directors if they have any questions, if they need me to email them contracts and so forth. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I mean, speaking to people, it would be 12, and I'd be, one moment I'm speaking to someone in Brazil, the next moment I'm speaking to someone in Indonesia, the next time I'm speaking to someone in India, Pakistan. Oh my God, it's been so amazing. The UAE, I can't even begin to tell you how amazing it's been interacting with the world itself. So I can't wait.
Amazing stuff. Was it your brainchild? It sounds very you.
No, it was not my brainchild, though it sounds very me. I had a pageant called, what do you call it? It was philanthropy pageants. Then I decided, you know what? I'm going to just forget about philanthropy pageants and join this team and be part of a bigger picture, bigger challenge. And it was a step for me that I thought, you girl, it's scary, but take the leap. So
You
yeah.
have, like to take the lead. I love it so much. Let me read some of the comments that have been coming through. Nataresh is saying these are exciting times. We are we have front row seats to history in the making. Love it so much. And then Thomas Zigalala is saying, I'm getting married very soon and looking forward to being Mrs. Universe Supreme. OMG, inspired. So now they're looking for husbands on the timeline. They're looking for husbands on the timeline. So it's
wow.
We almost there. We're almost there. Husbandship, we're almost there. All right. No, I love the
and the thing is, Mrs. Universe Supreme is for married, widowed, and divorced women. So guys, don't wait on no man.
Please, guys, don't wait on no man. Just come through and experience just join. And we've got the technicalities out of the way. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now we get into the purpose of the pageant. Advocacy. The vision. Where is it going? Give us the goods.
Okay. So Mrs. Universe Supreme really resonates very closely with my heart. It advocates for mental health awareness, which I think I touched on that, self-awareness wasn't something I've always been aware of from childhood, but it's something that's actually new to me. So that's what the pageant advocates for mental health awareness, ensuring that we all are in a good mental state to be the best that we can be. Because if you are not your best mentally, energy wise, spiritually wise, you are just unable to function. You are unable to be your best. So this is a movement that is an international one where we want to bring self-awareness to all women. I mean, how do you become your best when you are not self-aware, when you don't know what it is that makes you thrive? So that's what the pageant is about. And it also gives other women a platform to be able to bring in their advocacies on basically in their national countries that they feel that their country needs in alignment with oh my gosh, have I been speaking that long? Suddenly I went blank. Sorry, on mental health awareness. Yes. It's so unlike me. I'm such a blabbermouth. Oh my goodness. In any case, as I was saying, so the pageant is a platform for mental health awareness so that it becomes an international advocacy, and it also gives a platform for other queens to be able to amplify their advocacies in their respective countries. So it doesn't really confine you towards mental health awareness, but whatever social challenge that you feel, needs to be advocated for in your country, this platform is the platform for you.
Amazing stuff. And are they also allowed to mix mental health awareness with other social ills? Because I know mental health contributes a lot towards society
definitely
byproduct of many other issues that are within society. So can someone in the UAE or somewhere in Africa say mental health and culture, for example?
Yeah, definitely they can. I mean, in other African countries, we've got cultural practices that are still being conducted that other queens are advocating for. And those cultural practices that are oppressive to women, they are able to integrate mental health awareness with them. So mental health awareness is literally an overall foundation for any social ill that your country might be going through or their countries might be going through. So it is definitely one of the advocacies that as a whole will embody anyone's advocacy.
Amazing stuff. And if there's anyone who's watching this video or who's watching this interview right now and they want to be one of the national directors for the pageant, how can they apply or what is the process?
So in order for them to apply, they need to send an email to the Mrs. Universe Supreme email requesting for national directorship franchise license. Then we We will then let them know if their country is, if they are still eligible, or if anyone else has already taken national directorship. But if it is still available, then there will be emailed the contracts and all of the details in order for them to be able to bring their representative for the finale on pageant week, for the actual pageant that will be in November 2024. So once they have that contract, they bring their representative, they then get to participate and they get to go for the crown. And should they take the crown, the following year, they get to come back and bring another representative, obviously at a no fee, because there is a national directorship fee that has to be paid, and that's an annual one. So every year they have to renew their national directorship.
Amazing stuff. And for, how can I put this? What does it take to be a national director? I think we've discussed this on the show before, and people usually take it, I don't want to say lightly, but because it's something that is bought, buy it, you own the franchise. But according to you, what are some of the values that you need to possess in order to carry out national directorship, and that you are seeking, of course?
Well, I will tell you one thing. You need to be passionate about pageantry. It shouldn't just be for another ulterior, but you need to be passionate about other people's growth. You need to be passionate about the growth of the women that you will have in your pageant, because that's what pageantry is about, providing growth for other women. So if you're not passionate about your representative's growth, it will be very difficult for you to be able to run a successful pageant, to be able to bring a representative that is as passionate, because at the end of the day, the representative is usually a reflection of the pageant that they have come from. So as a national director, one, you definitely need to be passionate about growth, especially the growth of others. Two, at the end of the day, you need to respect it as a business, because if you don't have good business ethics, you have to be transparent, you have to be honest, you have to be reliable, you have to be the kind of person that we know that we can trust, and you will not go and slander, not uphold the actual brand. So you need to be able to have business etiquette at the end of the day to be able to be a national director, because there are rules, there are regulations, there are certain standards that you need to uphold. And Mrs. Universe Supreme is a brand on its own that also needs to maintain its brand in the public eye. So if you are not business minded, if you are not passionate about it, it will be very difficult to be able to work with you as a director. So as a director, those are the two main things that you really need to have.
Amazing stuff. I love that. Thank you so much for those tips. And while we're waiting for the final next year, the grand finale with everyone from across the world, what's going to be going on? Like, what can we look forward to?
From me.
From you, from the pageant brand, any activities that are coming up, to get the word out there that here's a pageant. Yes.
Well, just watch the space. Watch the space. At the moment, because it's a new pageant, it is all about administration. I mean, there's so much administration. I mean, even I have learned so much. So as a result, even my activities, we really, really try, for me to be able to be out there, but there is just so much administration. We become so busy. So we've really tried to manage our time accordingly. So just watch the space, and I don't want to give it all up, but we have, put in place, and we have agreed to, we have said yes to certain requests that you will see me out there on. So I don't want to give it away and say, whoo, this and this and this is what you can look forward to. But please do watch the space. I mean, just the other day, I was at an event, The Godly Wife, and I was one of the guest speakers, and it was absolutely amazing. I mean, you'll see it on the socials as soon as the media is ready to release the photos. I mean, some of the things they do take place, and we don't post them right away because of media management and so forth. So just yeah, really watch the space. There's so much more that's going to happen. And the world will be coming to KZN. KZN better be ready because that's where the international pageant will be held.
Amazing, amazing. I love that. Are we invited to the international grand finale? Can I come?
Is that even a question? Of course.
I'm sorry for asking. Sorry for asking.
No, that's not a question.
Amazing stuff. Amazing, amazing. And where can people watch this space? So where can we find you? We know you're on Instagram, this account that we're having an interview with. Other social media platforms.
It's the Mrs. Universe Supreme. It's the Mrs. Universe Supreme Instagram account. At the moment, we are only on Instagram, so that's where you will see all the socials. And also on my personal account, which is Samukelisiwe Mbatha 11. You'll also see all of my activities there. If you're looking for all of the international announcements, you'll find them on the Mrs. Universe Supreme page as well. So that's where all our communication is. We've limited it to Instagram only because at this stage we really want to refine our focus and our social communications as well, and just be able to have a good focus. So that's why we've limited all of the social networking spaces. Also, I've been given permission to announce this. So because of all of the administration, particularly with trademarking of the brand, there will be a slight change which will be announced in the next coming days where Mrs. Universe Supreme will be called Mrs. Universal Supreme. That's because there was a bit of a clash, yes, with Miss Universe. So when upon the trademarking administration, there was a bit of a conflict, and some people always confuse me and say, Miss Universe. I'm like, no, Mrs. Universe Supreme. So the management team was able to do a search in terms of registrations, and then legally we are now going to be called Mrs. Universal Supreme. So that is our official trademark name. Yeah, I must say, a new pageant is a lot of work. There are so many learnings.
Tell them.
My goodness, but I'm so glad I was a part of it. You never know. Maybe one day I'll have my own. Anyway, I shouldn't say that.
No, you should say that. You should. You're manifesting. You should say that. It's amazing.
She's a threat. You never know. But it's been such amazing business experience, I must say. Being part of a new pageant, international pageant, and being so administratively involved, gosh, the experience that I've gained, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, the legalities from a legal perspective, it's absolutely amazing. It's more fun than being on stage, I must say.
It's so fun than being on stage. I can imagine. And all the learnings as well. No one can take that experience away from me. No one.
Oh, no. I think I've grown even so much more as a businesswoman.
Yes.
I mean, it helped me, it even contributed towards me running Chic Swanking, because I learned so much from the administration of the pageant that I was able to go and, exercise it on my brand, Chic Swanking. Yeah.
Yes. And then your brand, how is that going? The administration, the vision, the technicalities, everything.
Oh, that's going so well. Chic Swanking is going so well. I'm absolutely loving it. And I have to say, you know, the vision and the whole purpose of the brand initially was to augment my advocacy, and it's being a part of the pageant and it being in line with my advocacy and the movement of the brand has just been so phenomenal. It's been, shoo, it's been effortless synergy. Hey, it just came together seamlessly. So it's been absolutely amazing.
Amazing stuff. And then, all in all, with everything that you do in your entire life, from your
Mhm,
brand to the brand that you're representing to you and your family and your children, what would you like
mhm.
your legacy to be remembered as one day?
I have to be, I have to say, I still stand on intention. Being intentional, that's my legacy. You know, that you need to be intentional in life. And everything that you do it with a purpose. Have an intention, know what it is that know what your end goal is. And
Mm,
everything that you do must work towards that end goal. And my end goal at the end of the day is being able to have my advocacy for it to be international. And that's what Mrs. Universe Supreme has done for me. And I cannot stress it even more that don't just do something for the sake of it, but it needs
mm,
to contribute something towards you. It needs to be able to make a difference in your life. It needs to be able to grow you. So be intentional in everything that you do.
amazing. I love that so much. It all starts with that one thing that's saying, I'm going to do it and I'm intentional about it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Amazing stuff.
and just, you know, on that, what
Mm,
I would also love for the world to remember is that there is a woman who was just passionate about the growth of other women and the mental well-being of other women. Because when you are healthy mentally, your whole life, everything falls into place. But if you are
yeah.
not, you know, at your best mentally, you will see everything falling apart.
Oh, amazing stuff. I love that.
So,
Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your mind with us this evening. You know, with us, and we will never stop. If you don't stop it,
hey,
it won't stop.
hey. Listen, I don't even know how many questions you've asked me anymore, and you said you're only going to ask me a few questions.
You understand? And it's almost an
Exactly.
hour in, and it's still going.
Ah, my goodness.
I
Or is it just
love
me
it.
and the gift of gab?
No, 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 no. It's not you. It's my fault as well. You know, you end up asking more and more and more and more and more and more. But you're
Oh my
always welcome.
God.
This
No, but
is your home.
that's great.
Yes,
Ah,
you
you know, I love
this is
Zen. I love you guys still. Love you guys still.
still. Next time, don't even ask for an interview. Tell us that I
No.
want to come. Yes, I want to come. So make space.
Wait, I'll be a director. I'll be a director. I'll say, listen, guys, I'm now one of the directors, and I
Come on.
want an interview as a director, not a queen.
Come on. Come on. Come on. That's what we want to hear.
Remember,
That's
we're
what we want to
intentional here.
we, we speak them into life. We speak them into life. That's what we do.
Yes, we do.
Amazing stuff. And now to share a story with everyone, people who are watching now or who just started following us recently, we have our annual Her Majesty Awards every single year. And it was
Oh,
this
yes.
lovely lady's great talent for us to do those awards back in 2021. If it wasn't for you, people wouldn't be voting and wanting to win these awards every single month and every single
Oh
year
my
since 2021.
word.
So we
I'm
owe
so
that
glad it's going
idea
so
to
well.
you.
Oh, guys, I'm so glad it's going so well. I'm so glad, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I still remember it like it
Wow.
was yesterday when you sent us that 4 minute
Wow.
voice note
And you
explaining
guys are
how.
still gonna go bigger. And you
Yes,
will be doing international awards not long from now. Remember, what do we say? We're intentional. We keep growing.
we keep growing. We keep growing. I love it. Thank you so much for all the contributions you've made towards our blog. We love you so so much. Like I said, if you want to come onto the show, just tell us, girls, I want to come, and then you will be there.
Um,
Literally.
well, I will hold you to that.
Please, please. This video it's recorded. The whole world is watching. Okay. I'm 6 minutes away from load shedding, so I need to
Oh
finish
my
the interview.
goodness. Okay, we need to wrap it up. We need to wrap it up.
All in all, yes, we need to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really appreciate you and we appreciate your time. Have yourself a lovely, lovely evening further and all the best with everything.
Thank you so much. Yo, I love you guys so much. Thank you. It was absolutely
Bye.
amazing. Bye. Bye, world. Okay, what do we
So
do?
amazing, so so amazing. Guys, that was Samukelisiwe Mbatha, who is the reigning and debutant Miss Universe Supreme, which is close to being renamed to Miss Universal Supreme, an international pageant, that is run right here in South Africa, and we cannot wait to see its growth moving forward. I'm 6 minutes away from load shedding, so I better get through these announcements as quick as possible. The first one is if you are or if you know anyone who is a pageant owner, director, or service provider, you can now advertise your products, services, and events on our platform. Just send us an email on hermajestyorganization@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on 073 117 7477 or just send us a DM. Much easier. And then we are getting closer and closer to 100th episode of It Is Within Her series. What a milestone. We've been doing this since the year 2021 when we interviewed Samukelisiwe, and with consistency and hard work, we are here today. So please stay tuned and find out how we will be celebrating this great achievement. It means so much to us. We have done so many episodes, and every single Tuesday and Thursday we sit here to interview people and find out more about their stories and where they're going and where they come from, and they're so appreciative of it, and we are too. Out of the goodness of our hearts, we take time out of our lives to foster women empowerment in pageantry. So with this milestone, we literally just want to say thank you to everyone and reflect on the journey that we've had so far. But for tonight, I am done. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to show us some love on any social media platform. We are on YouTube, X, Facebook, and TikTok as Her Majesty Organization. So for myself, Unge, and the rest of the team, it's good night and take care. Bye-bye.